Hello, and welcome back for another edition of Getting to Know ULIMI Reach. So in today's video, we're going to go over creating and setting up surveys. So what I'm going to go ahead and jump in with is just by logging in. And then since we're dealing with surveys, we're going to find this tab over here on the left called Surveys. All right, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a new one. So let's go ahead and press this plus button. And I'm just going to kind of go with something off the top of my head. We're going to go with a gym satisfaction survey. Just give it a title. You know, if you're doing a specific date range, maybe you can throw that in there if you need to do many of the same one. And then choose, you know, when you want this survey to be kind of active and allowed to be completed. All right, so then from there, you've got a couple options in regards to setup. This is external toggle here. That means like if it's meant for people outside of your organization. If you uncheck that, you have a couple of options there as far as delivery. You can set it up to where it goes out on a set number of days since the employee started with the company. So if you wanted to say, hey, I want this survey to go out after 7 days of the employee being on the job, you can do that just by selecting day 7. And then if it's an internal one, you can set up what we have for recurring surveys. And what you can do here is select, you know, your active days when you want the survey going out, like days of the week, as well as choosing a time frame. You know, of course, you just got to give it a time zone. And then it's a matter of selecting a group of people to go to. And then here, what this is saying is we can set it up, you know, to where we can say, please take a minute to complete the gym satisfaction survey. And give it a time. And let's say, all right, we want to go out at noon. And what that means is every one of the active days selected up here in this time range, at noon in that range, the employee is gonna, in this office group here, is gonna receive a text with this message right here, please take a minute to complete the gym satisfaction survey, as well as the link to the survey. And you can also, in addition to that, set up reminders that will be sent as text to the employee's phone as well at a given time. You can add as many of those as you want. So, but please be judicious with those. But then also you're able to then set up automatic daily report emails and like when you want those to go out and who you want to receive those. So I could either, you know, enter just any old email address and then just press the plus button and add more if you want, or you can select employees from your roster here in this drop down. And of course you can select all, you can filter, you can select one and then just move on. And so from there, then you just kind of decide what time you want that to go out. So yeah, I want this report at 5 p.m. on these days. And so what that means, the way that we have it set up right now, and I'll just go ahead and say Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So what that means is every Monday, Wednesday, Friday in this date range, these employees will receive at noon this text, and then at 5 p.m., me and this other employee will get the report sent as well. All right, so I'm going to actually kind of negate that though, and we are going to make this an external survey. All right, and now it comes down into creating the actual questions of the survey. Now this is fairly straightforward, but I'll show you a few of them here. Basically, you've got the options of a handful of different types of questions. So anything from like multiple choice, a multi-select checkbox, you know, a short open answer, yes or no's. You can have like somebody answer on a scale of 1 to 5 or whatever your scale you want to include. Or you can have certain things that have some validations built into them, like name, email, phone, or date. What I'm going to start this survey with though is a static question. And what that means, that's just, call it like an intro. It doesn't require a response. It's just a way for you to get some information in front of whoever's taking the survey. So in this case, thanks for taking a minute to complete our satisfaction survey. Your responses will be confidential And so that's just what it would show when the person starts the survey. And then we can just, by clicking this, add new question, we can then add whatever other kind of questions that we want to include from there. What I'm going to show you, though, is a multiple choice. So let's say, what kind of equipment did you use at your last visit? And just going to throw some stuff in here like bench press, Stairmaster, and then just going to leg extension. All right, so as of right now, we have a survey. We could say save. You can also use these copy and delete functions here. You can also drag and drop the questions to reorder just by clicking anywhere within the question here. But what I'm going to focus on with you right now is some of our slightly more advanced features that are very beneficial for the multiple choice questions specifically. So what you can do on multiple choice questions, you'll see these two extra columns over here. And so this first column is if you want to add any kind of flagging to the responses. So if you wanted to, if somebody may use something that was supposed to be marked out of order, like this bench press should not have been operational today, we could flag it as a negative, and that way in that report, it will highlight some of the people or whoever's in that negative category. So maybe you need to go and follow up with them because something could have been dangerous, they might have gotten hurt, anything like that. The NA and the positive do about the same thing, so feel free to use either of those. But then in addition, there's a second column over here where we can actually map the user's destination based on specific responses to the question. So hypothetically, they said bench press here, and let's say I had some more questions. I could say, hey, that's enough. You answered what I needed to know, and it'll send them to the submission confirmation page of the survey. But you can also send them to specific questions. You just can't go backwards. So yeah, you could say, yeah, question 6, 7, and so on and so on. And you can do that for each individual response on a multiple choice question. Now, of course, that doesn't work when you've got multiple checkbox selections. It doesn't work on short answers. It doesn't work on like linear or any of the other ones. So that is very specific to multiple choice. All right, so again, we've got a functioning survey as of right now. So now we're going to talk about some other kind of fun setup options. Now, you might not need these, but we're just going to check them out anyway. But down here in this bottom, you see this advanced configuration option. And what that means is, remember back when we were talking about flagging the responses, like if this one's negative, basically what this will do is if anybody has responded to any of the questions in what we call a negative manner, they can get their own specific confirmation message. So we could say something like, hey, please stop by the front desk next time you are at the facility. So you could give some further instructions like that. These are both optional. If you don't have anything in here, it's just going to say thank you for your time. And then one of our other advanced features here is this instant reporting. So say this survey maybe isn't completed very often. You don't have a whole lot of volume with it. But what you can do is have these reports sent as soon as the survey is completed. So all you have to do is select this instant reporting, and then again put in an email address here, click the plus sign, just like what we were doing in the earlier drop down. You can also select employees from your list as well. And again, that just means that as soon as this survey is completed, these recipients will get a report with anybody flagged, as well as the individual responses to the survey. Now, another one of our exciting new features is the branding control here. So now you're able to control a lot more in regards to how the survey looks. So you can click on this bar here and choose from any kind of color specifically, and what that'll do is that'll take care of some of the title bar highlight colors and everything. In addition to, you can also click this button right here, and you can upload a custom background image, and that'll help you just kind of put your stamp on the survey itself. So And then all we have to do is say save, and we've created a survey. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you.